6:54, you may have noticed some rain overnight. There were some thunder showers overnight, early this morning. Matter of fact, pretty hard ones. But certainly not enough to combat the drought that we've been experiencing in this part of the world over basically the entire summer months since spring. We had a pretty wet spring. Michael Harris is here. He's the MPP for Kitchener-Conestoga and happens to be the provincial PC environment critic. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah,
on the
thanks
show.
for having me.
You know what's happening to farmers because you are from, originally grew up on a farm. You have a lot of farmers in your riding, and you know about what's going on in the province. Right? It's devastating. Eh?
Absolutely. You know, our agricultural sector is definitely feeling not only these dry conditions, we're in fact experiencing a double whammy. So we've got some of the lowest precipitations on record, but also some of the highest temperatures. So those combinations are making it very difficult.
Yeah, everything's dry everywhere you look. I know in my own neighborhood, for example, people have basically given up on the lawn.
Right, exactly.
And what are you going to do, right? What do you do? Because it's not something, you know, you can't call on the provincial Liberals to make it rain.
Yeah, this is definitely something we can't blame Dalton McGuinty on.
No, you can't. But seriously, how do you help? What do you do for farmers and, you know, to help them through this?
Well, there is some programs, agri-stability. We hope, obviously, that you know, we do get rain and we're able to save the crops. I know a lot in the U.S. Are likely gone or ruined. So there's a bit of a window here. We've had a lot of rainfall in the early spring, so that moisture's held in some of our crops. We saw corn really shoot up early on.
Yeah.
But if we don't get the rain that we need in the next little while, we could be in jeopardy of losing the crop altogether.
The impact is far-reaching. First of all, it hits the farmers themselves because their crops don't grow as they expect. That means they don't get their product to market on time or as much or in as good a shape.
Yep.
That hits the consumer, which overall impacts the economy.
Yeah, it's a trickle-down effect, really. I just heard a stat. We have an apple grower in our community, Martins, and they were saying that there are about 1 million cases. The overall apple industry in Ontario will be short about 1 million cases of apples.
That's a lot of apples.
It is a lot of apples, from 6 million to 5 million cases. So, you know, that'll obviously drive prices up, overall supply, and it'll hit you in the wallet.
Obviously, a lot of farms depend on Mother Nature to provide the necessary weather conditions for growing their crops. Do a lot of farmers have irrigation systems, or is there, you know, that sort of availability to them?
Yeah, a lot of farmers are now having to resort to irrigation. Obviously, it's an added cost to their operation. You know, in this dry, low precipitation time, when that happens, there's also infestation. So you've got bugs and all sorts of things. So that's also affecting the crops. So although we could get rain any time, a lot of crops could be damaged just simply to infestation. So there's a lot of further added cost to, you know what, treat their crop and then irrigate it, as you said.
I'm sure, you know, being from a farm yourself, and farmers will tell you that the weather, be it super hot and dry or super wet or whatever, is changed. It's gone to extremes in many circumstances, be it the wet side or the not wet side in recent, certainly in recent years and in the past couple of decades.
Yeah, I think farmers definitely are experiencing, you know what, harsher, more severe weather patterns that they need to plan for, obviously, during their summer crops. So it's something that they need to...
I guess as individuals, as consumers, as people who live in this province, the only thing we can do is the crops that do survive, that come to market, we should buy them.
Absolutely.
Make sure we buy Ontario.
Buy local, buy Ontario. There's a lot of great produce being made here locally, and we encourage Ontario consumers to pick it up and take it home and share with their families.
I know people like yourself, MPPs and so on, will be, you know, keeping in touch with farmers to update the situation, but we appreciate you dropping by to share your thoughts with us.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Michael Harris is the MPP for Kitchener-Conestoga and the PC Environment Critic here in the province of Ontario.